The party has seen the devastation that the Elk Tribe has experienced under the Bear Tribe. It seems like they were almost completely wiped out. The party also went in to visit the king of the Elk Tribe, Hedrun, who is gravely injured. He has lost one of his legs, and he is trying to recover at this point, pretty much not ready for battle anymore. The party tried to ask about the Ice Witch and what exactly is going on with Oral and the Ice Witch's power. King Hedrun was very upset about this, so the shaman of the Elk Tribe, Mejnir, has pulled the party out and says that he's going to explain what's going on with the Ice Witch. So the Mejnir pulls everybody outside, and he leads them to there are some freshly cut logs right next to the king's hut, and he leads the party there, and there's enough logs for everybody, and he motions for everybody to sit down on the logs. He himself takes a seat on the freshly cut logs. This weary old barbarian shaman, he beckons you to do the same. His gnarled fingers wrap around his staff, and he furrows his brows, and he begins his tale. He says, "I am Mejnir Tormholt, shaman of the Elk Tribe. As you see, we can hardly be considered a tribe any longer. It was 7 moons ago when we were 300 warriors strong, and the Bear Tribe came upon us. They fought alongside the foul, magical beasts of the glacier, the winter wolf and the yeti. They tore our camps asunder with the cold ice storms of Earl herself. We have fought with the Bear Tribe for centuries. Senseless slaughter and pillaging, and war for food, for weapons, for honor, for tempus. There were times when we would win, and our war horns sounded in victory in honor of Tempus across the Reghead Glacier. And then there were times when we were beaten, cast out, shamed to leave the fertile hunting grounds for many a season. But this," and he points towards all the injured barbarians, the empty homes. "This is utter annihilation. This is not the way of even the most bloodthirsty kings and warlords." And he starts grabbing his staff and rocking back and forth in what appears to be agony. Hengar turns to him and he says, "Continue, old man. You said you were to tell us of the Ice Witch. That is why we are here." Mejnir takes a couple of seconds, and then he starts talking again. And he says, "Let me tell you of the Ice Witch, the one named Hedrun, the chosen of Oril. Hedrun. She was once Elk Tribe, bright, strong-willed, but she refused a husband and angered our elders with her impunity and insubordination. But none could have imagined how tainted her soul truly was. When Hedrun was a child, strange events occurred in her presence. Hot food grew swiftly cold. The fires in the camp had to be built higher and higher to keep them burning. Her skin was white. It never changed color under the sun, and it was cold as death. We had thought her ill at first, a victim of a curse. I treated her with snow tears and the blessings of the elk spirit every day since childhood. It had seemed to work until one day. It was 3 elk seasons ago. A stranger came to our tribe with false promises. Hengar turns to Mejnor and says, "You speak of the Horned One." "Yes," Mejnor says, "the Horned One. She never gave her name, but she had demon's blood in her veins, and that is why we called her the Horned One. She promised a cure for Hedrun's curse. It was I who petitioned King Jaren to allow the Horned One to stay among us, against the wishes of all the other elders. Hedrun's condition was growing worse. I was desperate to help her. It was my mercy that brought the Elk Tribe to ruin." Hengar looks at him, and he's got this very critical look in his eye, but he doesn't say anything. "The Horned One was no healer, but a witch, a deceiver, a frost maiden of Oril. She turned Hedrun against me, poisoned her mind with blasphemous thoughts, taught Hedrun prayers to Oril. She fooled Hedrun into believing a false prophecy, that Oril's will is to be manifest upon us. Hedrun believed that she was to be the chosen one, sprouting dark sacrilege in the name of Oril. It was a sickness of her mind. We imprisoned them both. We tried to kill the Horned One, but her body turned to a pool of water upon the hangman's noose. And Hedrun..." And the old man begins to weep, covering his hands in his face and rocking back and forth, unable to continue his story.
I pat him on the back.
Schmigel is frozen stiff. He's not moving.
Mathilda is just standing there, thinking about everything that the shaman just told the group.
Hengar says, "Old man, you must continue. This is our tribe. This is our legacy. We must know." And the old man says, "Hedrun was my daughter!" And you can see that he's extremely distraught.
Hedrun was your daughter.
He was my own child. She was my seed. It is why I could not kill her, as I should.
Who was her mother?
She died long ago. Her name was Arnis. She was a good woman. No remnant of this curse. And Hengar says, "Then why does Hedrun fight for the Bear Clan?" Mejnor says, "I do not know. It was when the Bear Clan attacked that we saw side by side with the king of the Bear Clan."
Be back in a minute.
And Mejnor reaches into his pocket and he takes out a parchment. And Schmigel, you look at this parchment, you notice it is the exact same material as the letter written to you. Upon the parchment, he opens the parchment up and it is a drawing. This is a drawing of Hedrun, the Ice Witch.
Okay.
Why are you showing us this?
This is all I have of my daughter. Whatever she is now, I cannot say.
She was born with skin that felt of ice.
When she was first born, she was like a babe, like any other. But then, as she grew older, as her childhood left her, that is when the curse manifested.
I see.
What else exactly made you say that it was a curse?
What else could it be? To summon the flurries of ice, to put out fires, to call upon the wrath of winter and beasts unforetold. What else could it be?
Magic, perhaps? Maybe she was a sorceress. Untrained in magic, it can unleash in unforetold ways.
Whatever she was, she has lost her way. And now deserves only death. She has destroyed her in her own tribe.
And you'd say she is with the Bear Tribe now.
Yes, she is with King Soren Arnsfirth. They battle side by side.
What do you think, my friends? Should we try to help these people who have lost their war?
Hengor says,
Give me a moment. Sminkle walks out of the...
then it must be done. Soren must be killed. I must have his head.
It seems that you have, this is but one event that has happened countless times throughout history between the Elk Tribe and the Bear Tribe, where sometimes you win your wars, but this time you have lost.
Even when we have lost in the past, they have never annihilated the entire tribe.
Before, did they just let you escape?
They would kill the strongest warriors, take women and children, but they would leave enough for us to rebuild and survive. Now, this time, they kill us with impunity. They have left only 20 alive, and that is because we had not the honor to fight to death. This is different. This is the work of the Ice Queen.
And tell me, do you wish revenge upon them? I wish to retrieve the women who could possibly remain alive, and then rebuild the Elk Tribe.
I only wish to die a noble death, but King Gerund forbids it.
Dying a noble death is far too easy. Living a noble life is the real challenge.
The doctor nods in agreement. So I guess, what do you think, Matilda? Should we aid them in saving those who still remain alive and attempt to get rid of this ice witch?
These people have been stuck in a cycle of violence, or beyond their memory. If we help the Elk Tribe now, all we do is continue that cycle of violence by allowing them to rebuild and fight more. Perhaps it was only inevitable that one tribe should eventually completely win.
Those were my thoughts exactly. But still, the thought of the mysterious events happening here, we keep hearing connections to Auril and the Ice Witch. I am beginning to wonder if there's more to things that are happening here than they seem.
I am more worried about what is happening with the dwarves under the mountain than I am what is happening up here in these glaciers.
We know nothing of what has happened to the dwarves of Kelvin, Cairn, and the Silver Stream clan. When we were being attacked by the Bear Tribe, I sent 2 men to call for aid. I sent Hengar to 10 towns, and I sent Hrothgar to Kelvin's Cairn. Only Hengar has returned.
That confirms my suspicions.
I thought they were just. I knew the rumors said that they were in league with Auril, having mined those stones, but
The Ice Witch will not stop with the Elk Tribe. The Ice Witch desires only utter control, utter destruction,
How
and
are
an
you saying
endless
for the-
winter.
Sorry, but how are you? How do you know what the Ice Witch wants?
It is Oro, the dark and evil god. She toils with anger. She toils with revenge. She wishes nothing but destruction. And you do know that Oral is known to be an evil goddess.
Yeah.
And where would you think if Auril is acting through the Ice Switch and these events are occurring, what do you think will happen next? What would be her next step after eliminating the Elk Tribe?
She will destroy us. She will destroy 10 towns. She will destroy all civilization in Icewind Dale.
Very general. I mean her next specific target. If she is targeting the dwarves of Kelvin Cairn, then I agree with Matilda, we might want to venture there. And perhaps stop another event like this one. Another, what's the word? Not casualty, another...
Genocide?
Yeah, but yes, that would be a good word to use.
Another catastrophe?
Catastrophe. That's exactly what I meant to say. Alright. Smiggle, Eldrin? I'll take their silence as agreement.
Smiggle's not there. He's walked away completely.
Oh, okay. Eldrin?
Yeah, I have a little tribal warrior here talking to me too. Oh.
Alright. I feel bad about having decided to let the Elk Tribe be, but it seems like we have little choice. If we wish to jump ahead and maybe catch up to whatever plans the Ice Witch and Auril have, we will need to let things stand the way they are here.
Hengar looks at you incredulously. He says, "So you will not help us?"
Tell me, what help do you require? From what we see here, we are too late.
He said, the
Your
women
tribe is already-
and children captive. They must be rescued. Soren must be killed.
If they are truly as powerful as you say and have destroyed your entire tribe, 5 fresh warriors won't make the difference.
If it was 30, if it was 10 barbarians or 30, we might stand a chance. But against the numbers to wipe out an entire tribe, I think...
Says, we need not wipe out the tribe. We only need to cut off the head of the snake.
How do you propose we do that?
He says, I do not know. I need to know more of their forces, but I know where they would keep our women and children.
Where would that be?
They blaspheme. They set up camp in the sacred Evermelt.
What is the Evermelt?
The Mejnor cuts in and he says, Evermelt. Sacred site of a battle from the great King Wolfgar, who had once united all the tribes under one banner, fought the great worm icing death and slew him. It is the prior home of icing death, a sacred pool underneath a large mountain.
A pool underneath a mountain. In what direction from here?
He says, it is less than a day's march. And he points to the northeast.
Right. So it's
He's
directly away from Kelvin's Cairn.
It's away from Kelvin's Cairn.
So, if we pursue this, we delay arriving in Kelvin's Cairn at least 2 days. 1 day there and 1 day back.
And likely another. Add one more day just to be sure for any unforetold delays.
But even in the most fortuitous events, we'll be 2 days later.
And we have no idea what events do you think are happening in Kelvin's Cairn right now, Matilda?
These stones, they have an impenetrable darkness to them. I shudder to think of what kind of magic could be performed upon them or with them.
I pull the one I was holding out and I show it to the shaman. I ask him, what can you tell me of these?
He says the word black ice. I know not where it comes, but wherever it goes, madness and evil is sure to follow. He says, the leader of the Bear Tribe, the king, Soren, he has a large axe made of this black stone.
Well, that is another link to the dwarves of Kelvin's Cairn.
It seems like there is a lot happening right there. That is one of the. That seems to be Aurel's primary foothold within Icewind Dale. At least among the people of 10 towns. So what should say, Matilda? Do we well, with
I
the
am loath to abandon the women and children to their fate.
Yeah, they are slaves. Slaves are, a life as a slave is a hard life, but it is still a life. It's not like they are being slaughtered.
Who knows? The Bear Tribe as that once was, perhaps, would have certainly kept them alive, but
Maybe they
under
require
this
more
leadership, who
sacrifices.
knows?
Mejnor says, as much as I wish for you to help us, I cannot say that even under the influence of Aurel, the Bear Tribe would go as far as to slaughter women and children.
So it seems like although that the women and children are captive for now, we could return and save them at a later date. They are in no immediate danger. On the other hand, with the events happening at Kelvin's Cairn, those could possibly be more imposing at the moment.
If we want to stop Auril, it seems the key to that is at Kelvin's Cairn. And by stopping Auril, we would likely also cure the madness that has taken the Bear Tribe.
I'll have to agree with you for this one. And at any rate, with the warriors here in such dire conditions, it would be better for them to wait until they have recovered their strength, and then at the very least we shall be greater in number when we if we approach the barbarian Bear Tribe. So, are we in agreement that we should head to Kelvin's Cairn?
I think you and I are.
Eldrin?
So, Schmigel has
Sounds
walked
reasonable.
off. I know not where.
Very well.
I figure I'd be standing at the face of the tunnel that we came in through, just keeping watch, looking at the tundra.
Okay. I wonder why Schmigel would just run off. And maybe he's having one of his tantrums again.
Why don't I go and speak with him as you speak with our other companions?
I wish I have a few things to ask about. Ask the shaman and their lore keepers here as well. You go on ahead to Schmigel.
Okay. Yeah, Mathilda nods and starts wandering off in the direction that she saw Schmigel walk into.
Okay, continue.
Matilda arrives at Schmigel.
Alright. Yeah, Schmigel's just looking out over the tundra.
Schmigel's not paying attention. He's really deep in thought for a moment.
I'll walk up, like creaking in my plate mail as usual, and speak with a soft voice. Lord Ironbelly?
Oh. Hey. What do you need?
We were wondering about our next move, and it seems me and the yellow-robed wizard are in agreement, but I would like your counsel.
You just give me a moment. I need a wee bit of time to think.
What's on your mind?
Oh, a lot of things.
Mathilda nods. If you need someone to listen.
That description of the horn one brought back some familiar memories.
You know someone by that description?
Well, he's carefully describing the tiefling woman.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen quite a few in your time. Waterdeep is a very diverse community.
She nods.
You remember me talking about Cyrilla, don't you?
Yeah.
She was a tiefling.
See.
I came all this way because I thought someone was playing a dirty-handed joke, some fool's errand to make me scared.
My
But
lord,
really- Sorry.
we don't know that it is anything more than that. There are many tieflings in this world.
Aye. Something's in me bones. Something's not right. I felt it as soon as I stepped foot into this bloody, snow-covered tundra. And ever since then, it's been shaken.
We have
This
to
just
put
put
it right.
the cork on top of the head. I pray that I'm not right, and I hope to more than above that I'm not right. But I'm scared that I am. So that's why I need a little time. A little time to figure this out in my head.
Mathilda nods. Says, "We have to make a decision soon, but I don't see any harm in giving you a little space right now."
Night is breaking soon, so Hengar motions for everyone to come in. He offers, of course, one of these huts for you guys to stay in tonight, if you'd like to stay. I mean, I don't know where you would go if you didn't want to stay, but if you do.
Schmigel still stays in the same spot, puts a little bit of snow in a mug, starts sipping his water.
Yeah, the doctor. Well, I guess we're definitely gonna be staying the night. We're pretty exhausted. I think we're suffering 2 levels of exhaustion.
I'm not sure if you're
Right
actually if you are suffering 2 levels of exhaustion.
I think only
I believe it's 1 level of exhaustion.
because we pushed through the night night to get here. I think.
You were having 1 level of exhaustion when you had reached the previous Elk Tribe camp and you encountered the barbarians.
Right.
But it was not that far from there to where you are now. You're sort of in a hidden location behind a hill.
Okay. Well, it seems like we'll definitely that this is the best place to spend the night.
Okay, would everybody like to turn in for the night?
I'm gonna be talking with the shaman. I was just gonna ask him some questions. I want to ask him if he has any tales of a powerful wizard that might have been in this area at one point.
He says, as you start talking about Greyhawk legends and Caraptus, he says, I know those tales as well. It's a bit different from our people, the way we know it, than the way you do. And he progresses to tell you a tale of a young mage named Caraptus. And Caraptus was a wizard's apprentice. He wasn't very good at being a wizard. He wasn't very proficient. He wasn't able to cast his spells. He was not able to make his master happy. And he always wanted to be more. He wanted to be better, and he's always looking for a way to be better. Unfortunately, no matter what he did, his master was a perfectionist, and he just could not satisfy his master. One day, the wizard was visited by a Djinni. And the Djinni told the wizard that if you want to impress your master, what you have to do is surpass him. Because if you keep trying to supplicate your master and keep trying to do things to make your master happy, you're just jumping through hoops, and you will never make your master happy. And understanding this, Caraptus realized that perhaps he needs to. Perhaps the genie is right. He needs to learn magic that is even more powerful than his master. So Caraptus went to and opened a forbidden tome. This was a part of, in the wizard's order, this tome was said to contain knowledge that is beyond the multiverse, and it was forbidden, and you're not supposed to touch it. But Caraptus went ahead anyway and opened that book. And what he did when he opened that book was he opened up a massive portal to an otherworldly realm. these horrible, shapeless creatures came out and completely consumed him. And then they continue, the portal being open, they continued to go out and they destroyed the entire wizard's order, destroyed the wizard's castle, and that castle is now a famous haunted place called Castle Greyhawk. And and this tale was told as a cautionary tale, not to mess with things you're not meant to mess with, and that's what he knows about it. That's his version of the tale.
Okay, I give so, and those are the differences between those and the ones I picked up, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit different than the tale you've been hearing and you've been reading from your studies. From what you understand, Caraptus was not. He was not that foolish from what you've been reading. He was just a very powerful wizard. He got more powerful than any of his colleagues. And the issue is that he was constantly battling with controlling a type of magic, a raw powerful version of the weave of magic, and that nobody else was able to harness. He was not very successful, and because of that, the weave folded in on itself and trapped him in this other dimension, and he's been there since. So you have two different versions, but both of them seem to indicate that perhaps you should not mess with things that are beyond your, or supposed to be beyond your comprehension.
Is there any ties that put this legend that they're talking to me about with actual places around here in Icewind Dale? Or is it just strictly everything's in Greyhawk?
It takes place in a fictional world.
Okay. Because with the other tales, I was able to draw links between that and Gentle being in Icewind Dale.
Yeah.
Am I able to, if I bring up Gentle's name, and him being a possible wizard that fit his tale fits slightly with that of Caraptus, but he existed here in Icewind Dale. As I explained this to the shaman, is he able to give me any hints to?
Well, the shaman tells his story. He never heard of Gentle. Can you roll an intelligence check? Just a raw intelligence, no modifier.
Sure. How do I go? There we go.
See if you can make something out of this story.
Okay. Because since I don't have a whole lot of details personally on the story, I kind of need this. Let's see. Shoot, I didn't have my sheet open already. So you said just straight intelligence check?
Yeah.
Whoa, they changed stuff again.
What, you mean the character sheet?
Yeah, I didn't notice that the first page is pretty crazy. So
this
okay,
is the shaped version.
There you go. Check. Let's see if this one works.
The standard sheet has not changed. This is simply a different sheet.
You are able to glean from this the shaman's story. As he talks about Caraptus, and also from what you read about Caraptus previously in your studies in the world of Greyhawk, both of them suggest that when Caraptus ultimately succumbed to the power of the weave that trapped him in this nether realm, or his own a realm of his own making, he was very high atop a mountain somewhere. Probably at the highest peak, where everything, an entire mountain range could be seen, and those two things are exactly the same. And you happen to know that in the spine of the world, there is one very tall mountain that is that high, where once you get to the top of the mountain, the rest of the range in the spine of the world can be seen.
Okay. And that would probably be right.
It's in the spine of the world, of course. It's way south.
So that's probably where where the statue is found.
Yeah,
the old town of Cahuldar. Okay.
Yeah, it's far. It's close to the town of Caholdahar. The town of Caholdahar is in the mountain range, but it's not like on top of the mountain. It's within probably visual range of that mountain.
Okay. Interesting.
So it would be a difficult journey to get into the spine of the world because there's no roads there. Once you go over there, it's just mountain ranges, and it's a difficult journey to even get in there. The town of Caholdahar, as far as you know, has been abandoned. What used to be a town that was run by a very famous druid, and the town had some magical enchanted item that was keeping vegetation growing, even though it's in the middle of the mountains. There was trees growing, vegetation growing, and about 100 years ago, it just sort of disappeared. The people from the town stopped trading with 10 towns. Nobody's heard from that place since, and nobody's really desired to go into the spine of the mountains to find out what happened to that town.
Okay. And I guess after that conversation, the doctor will call it a night.
Yeah. You do have a pretty clear idea that the hints are pointing you towards the spine of the world and to Caholdahar.
Mm-hmm.
Is everybody turning in for the night? Anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, I figure Schmigel after like.
It is high harvest time, Schmigel. Would you like to drink your brandy?
No, actually, Schmigel's not allowed to drink on high harvest time.
Oh,
Is that the only time he's not allowed to drink?
Exactly. It's the only celebration in dwarven history you're not allowed to drink. You're only supposed to drink water that day.
and then you're gonna have to deal with your terrible thoughts.
Yep.
Especially with that experience you just kind of.
It's gonna be a long night for you without any alcohol in this case.
Schmigel goes to bed dismayed.
I'm gonna use whatever little bits of magic I have to. I'll use a prestidigitation or something, and I'll just be whispering in Schmigel's ear across the room. Drink the beer. Drink the beer.
I'm gonna kill you.
And then on the other side, he says, "No, don't drink the beer, Schmigel." Our side, drink the beer, Schmigel. So you got your angel and devil on both sides of your shoulder.
Mathilda blocks out their shenanigans and spends at least an hour praying before bed.
Okay, and I guess that's the night.
Hold on, I need to roll a dream sequence. Give me a second.
Game sequence.
Ooh.
It's a possible. It's not.
Maybe I'll fly again.
Maybe the doctor will talk to Bojangles.
I'm pulling up my dream sequence document. Just give me 2 seconds.
Starting up dream exe.
Yeah, I have a couple of different separate documents written up for different situations.
Schmigel has his first wet dream. He's hit puberty.
Schmigel hits puberty. Maybe he dreams about when he hit puberty.
Oh, well, unfortunately that dream was for Castanar, but he's not here, so I'll have to roll again.
Castanar dreams something, but nobody knows what it is.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
He wouldn't really know. He wouldn't know, because he's been very silent as of late.
Yeah. Seems very withdrawn.
I think Kastner has gotten depressed.
He's dreaming of good soup.
Okay. Eldruin, this one's for you.
Okay.
As you go to bed, you dream of when you were much younger and you were you were just beginning to take on the monastic order, and you were with your master, and he was teaching you all the motions of martial arts and how to fight and how to keep calm of mind. And you remember one day when you were sitting there meditating with him, and he was telling you about the way the way of the Windwalkers. He was telling you about the different ways of shadow and being as one with your environment and being completely aware of your environment. And he says, he warns you, and this is something that you really don't understand, and you still don't understand. And he warned you. He says, one day you may meet one who is of the way of the four elements. And he says, and you must remember the way of the shadow must never fight the way of the four elements. And naturally you ask why. And he says, you will know only when the time comes. For you to know now would be meaningless, but for you to know when the moment is before you will mean everything. He says, it will be your choice. It will be your choice whether or not to fight. He says, but remember my words. Remember what I say. And when the moment comes, when the moment nears, you will know. And this is this part of the dream, you kind of relive that moment, and it's very difficult for you to understand. The next thing you see is that your master disappears, and what appears instead in his image is someone who looks exactly like you, but is on fire. And that someone comes over and takes a fighting stance and wants to attack you.
But wait, Master.
Master is being very mysterious and not descriptive as usual, and not telling you exactly what he means. And there is a figure where your master once was, and he stands up and he is on fire. He's just a blazing figure. He looks a little bit like you, and he comes over with a flying kick, like a roundhouse kick at you.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
Oh, I will dodge.
He continues to attack you ferociously, despite you trying to dodge him. Several times he hits you, and it stings with this burning fire damage as he hits you. And he continues to attack you and assault you, and you realize that he intends to kill you.
I will push him away with a thunder wave.
As you throw a thunder wave on him, he disappears, and you feel yourself just crumbling. You feel yourself being completely ripped apart, and you wake up screaming.
Ah!
Hey! Oh, Elder, you okay there?
As I'm drenched in a cold sweat. Oh, we're at the tribe. We're with the Elk Tribe, right?
Hey?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You look pretty cold, Hedrun. How about I get the fire started?
No.
Cook up the campfire.
No. I just need to walk outside in the cold for a bit. I've had enough fire for tonight.
Enough fire for tonight? What? I didn't actually burn you in your sleep, did I?
Puts her greatsword back.
Did I actually cast the spell in the room?
No. You. This was more in your dream. This was in your dream, in your mind, in your thoughts and your emotions.
It's the magic equivalent of a wet dream.
Yeah. I'll go walking outside in the cold as long as I can stand it, and then come back in. Not particularly worried about getting a jacket on or anything.
At this time, you're still wondering what exactly your master meant when he says those of the shadow must never fight those of the four elements.
Yep, I will definitely remember that.
Eldrin is going to fight the Avatar. It is confirmed.
And I will tell my companions about my dream.
Well, it was like a pretty rough dream you've been having.
You know it.
The doctor's not too impressed. He says, "Oh, it was probably just a nightmare, brought on by old memories. I wouldn't think much of it unless it keeps happening. You always know a dream's important if it happens 3 times."
Is this a rule of thumb or something?
Yep. Pretty
I
much.
thought you divined in facts.
That's why, well, if something happens 3 times, it usually means it's because there's something important that you're missing.
Is that something you read in your novels again?
It's just something I like. 3 is always a nice number.
Eh, there you see.
Okay, it's daytime. It's the next morning.
Alright.
First
So
of
Matilda,
the first of Marpenoth, October.
So, Doctor, Matilda, you said you had formed up a plan already?
We figure we're gonna head to Kelvin's Cairn. It's a safe assumption to assume that the people who were captured are in no immediate danger, and the rest of the Elk Tribe who have survived the attack are in no way ready for an actual fight or rescue. So since the women and children are in no immediate danger, we'd be fine waiting a little while longer before rescuing them. And we believe that there's something conspicuous happening at Kelvin's Cairn.
I see. Matilda, you approve?
Matilda nods gravely.
Oh, I bet that one hurt, agreeing with the doctor.
Well, it seems like
It
sound
was in
advice.
fact Matilda's plan initially.
It seems like a sound plan to me. I'd like to help these barbarians more, but for what we can do, it's not much. Oh, look at me, I got wumped from here to halfway down to Sword Coast.
I sympathize with their plight, but we must help where we can help the most.
Well, we must be on our way.
So there's likely lots of dark secrets inside Kelvin's Cairn that could prove interesting.
Schmigel goes over to the shaman guy. What was his name?
His name was Mejnor.
Mejnar. Could I see you for a moment?
He says, very well. This man is very, very weary. He seems old and beaten down, and he seems kind of a little sad and pathetic to you as he comes to follow you. Definitely not as prideful as a lot of these other barbarians.
You seem a wee bit down, Mejnar. I can understand why. But I might have something that might alleviate it a little bit.
He looks at you with like puppy dog eyes.
Smiggle pulls out the cast from the bottom of his big duffel bag. This is Dwarven brew. I've been holding on for a while, but seems like my friends seem a bit suspicious of a dwarf making beer nowadays. I can only imagine why, but...
Dwarf making brandy.
Beer.
You said
ale. God, I can never understand his ears. Anyways. Would you like to take this upon yourself to maybe finish off the cast?
And he looks at it, he says, I thank you.
It's the least I could do.
He takes your hand and gives you a pat on the hand, and you can tell that there's just this you've seen in the past in war soldiers who are just full of despair, who feel like there's no possibility of winning and only wish for death, and you see this in his eyes.
Now don't give up the fight, alright? I've known the barbarians for a long time. Hell, I remember one on the great battles during the Orc Wars. He had lost his arm, and his right knee. Completely gone. But you know what he did? and this is the Morin's truth. He pulled on a great battle sword in his right arm, strapped it to him by iron bars, and pulled on his leg a strong oak post. And he charged into battle like something fierce, fiercer than any soldier under my command has ever seen in his life. He saw fear into the orcs, and he knew he had won the battle already. Don't give up the hope, even when you're down.
Can I get a persuasion roll, please?
Oh my god, they changed everything!
Yeah, they made a couple of changes to the character sheet. It's okay,
It's not the sheet that's changed, it's simply that you've selected the different sheet. Like, the standard sheet is still the same.
Yeah.
This is simply the other sheet.
Alright.
He says, the Mejnor says, "Aye, those are thoughts of the youth, of those who fight still. I have fought dozens of battles and wars, and I have seen the end of those wars, and now I see myself. I see my people. I see nothing but death." So that's a failure.
Aww.
But he says, "But thank you for this," and he takes your beer.
We'll be back, friend. We'll be back. Alright, friends. Let's gotta move on. We're burning daylight.
Okay, you guys are going to make your way into to
Oh, one
Kelvin's
more thing.
Kelvin's Cairn, the Dwarven Valley, correct?
One more thing. I look back at Hangar and you say, "Well, Hangar, I'll understand if you stay here and defend your family and friends, and what's left of your tribe. But you could always you always have a spot on the team with us if you ever decide to come with us."
Hangar says, "My place is here until Soren is killed and my people rescued.
I understand.
I live with him,
Keep them safe.
and I will die with him."
Let's try to avoid dying. You're too good of a man to start dying on us now.
Mathilda shakes her head, thinking her own of the fact that this guy might not be that good of a man. But she doesn't speak up.
Alrighty, we'll be back. Don't lose faith now! We're almost at the end of the tunnel!
Alrighty, everyone ready to begin the travels? Okay.
Kelvin's Cairn is only 17 feet away.
I can jump that far.
17 and a half feet, yes.
I mean, there's the small consideration that that 17 feet is just a little under 10 miles.
Well, they do. One thing that at least that this module gives me is the distances and travel distances.
Okay.
Among all the other stuff that it doesn't give me, I'm happy to have that.
So if we ask one of the barbarians of the tribe, like, how long do they say it would be to Kelvin's Cairn?
Less than a day, a couple of hours, weather permitting. Unless you get stuck in a terrible snowstorm or something like that.
And they can point us in like the right direction, so we don't head off in the completely wrong
Yeah,
direction.
they point. Well, it's not. Kelvin's Cairn is the mountain itself. The Dwarven Valley is where the Silver Stream clan has made its home, next to Kelvin's Cairn. So you would be going around Kelvin's Cairn to get back to the Dwarven Valley, which is sort of towards back to Ten Town, the same direction. And they say that you can get there by nightfall. weather permitting.
Wait, is it a couple of hours or nightfall?
By nightfall.
Okay. Because that's a pretty big difference. Well then, friends, it looks like we have a day's travel ahead of us. I'll say as I mount on my celestial elk.
Okay, everybody ready to go? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, you guys begin your travel back towards the direction that you came. You guys go back around Kelvin's Cairn, to the north edge of Kelvin's Cairn, and you start swinging around. As you're swinging around, you guys see that there, somewhere off in the distance, there appears to be a smoke going up into the air, like a smoking campfire of sorts. And this is the afternoon time. You guys have already crossed out of the Reged Glacier.
What do you say, friends? Do you think it's friendly, or do you think it's someone making base camp for an ambush?
It is in your way, so if you want to completely avoid the smoking fire, you probably have to go around. It may take another hour or two to completely go around it.
Friend or foe?
Let's walk right through. I don't think anybody would be dumb enough to attack an well-armed party like ours.
If they are, we'll soon teach them the error of their ways.
Exactly.
Okay, so you guys
Just be on guard, everyone, just in case.
you guys progress, and you see that this is no campfire. It's more than that. This is like a big burning fire. And as you guys get closer, you see that you approach a camp. It looks like this camp has been burnt to the ground. And you get to the camp, and you see a lot of blood on the floor. You see bodies ripped apart.
Fresh blood.
Pretty fresh. You think it's not even frozen yet.
Okay.
You think it happened pretty recently.
Oh, bugger.
Eldrin, take a quick scout around, see if there's anyone, any hostiles or survivors still around.
We need to find trails.
So
Someone attacked here.
there are 6 tents. 2 of the tents have been utterly burnt down. There are 4 more tents in the area. There's a lot of dead bodies. There is a cart that's been completely overturned. There's dead horses in a stable.
Well, do we know of any camp that is supposed to be in this region?
No, this looks like there were people traveling, and they had just recently made camp here, and they were attacked.
I will look for tracks of attackers.
The doctor's gonna inspect the camp, look for any survivors.
Okay, so what your can you roll me a survival check to do the tracks? In your investigation, you look into these bodies. There's no survivors. You look at these bodies and you realize that these are people traveling from 10 towns. In fact, as you're rifling through some of these people, these bodies, you're looking through some of their personal belongings. You find one person's journal. And you're flipping through the journal. This person's name is Timothy, and his journal account is an account of, it seems like he is some sort of merchant or trader, and his journal is an account of he's a traveling caravan. It seems like he lives in East Haven, and he had been bringing supplies up to Lonelywood. And that's why, that's who he was. And these are more like different types of logging supplies, logging axes and whatnot. That's what he was doing there, from what you get from the journal. The journal doesn't talk about anything about why he was attacked.
Big detour.
His body is completely mangled along with all the other bodies.
Okay.
Does it make any
With
sense?
your
for
survival check,
someone- No, I mean,
you see that these are Yeti footprints. That recently, that there's plenty of Yeti footprints that just came through the camp and killed these people.
I mean, if one were to travel from East Haven to
Oh, give me 1 second. I need to redo my headphones.
Yeah, I know. That's the first thing the doctor thinks. It's like, big detour. What are they doing all the way out here? Like we're somewhere around here, right?
Yeah, so sorry. My headphones just gave
I
out
think
for a
we're
second.
on the red circle.
Oh, okay. We're on the red circle here. So yeah, that's a big detour to get from.
No, it's more so. Let me
Quickest
see.
way would probably be this, like that. If you're sick into the roads.
Would it make a difference if I said Kier Koenig going up instead of East Haven?
I don't know. I mean, we thought it might be relevant.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's nothing relevant, then fine. It's probably just the fact that they're from East Haven. That's probably all
Okay.
that matters.
Well, let's just say that they're from East Haven, but typically people from East Haven try to avoid this area because there's a lot of hills and stuff, so they go around. We'll just say this is well known to you. This is nothing strange about the fact that they're from East Haven.
Okay. You could also just say that there's actually a road that goes through this way.
Yeah.
And that would be quicker than going to 10 towns in there first.
Well, it looks like these people were victims of Yeti attacks.
Yetis.
Are the Yeti prints fresh?
They're fresh.
Looks like your cousins are at it again.
They go off to the east to some what looks like some sort of cave. You can probably follow them wherever they went, if you wanted to. That is.
Nah.
Yetis aren't known for leaving survivors. Or bringing any survivors with them.
Does it look like people were dragged?
You don't think so?
Okay.
Well, looks like none of these people will have need for it, so let's see if there's anything that we can save from the snows.
Yeah.
This camp.
Well, you see that these merchants were carrying a lot of supplies. Most of them were crude logging and scrimshaw devices. They're like little knives and things like that. Not very good as weapons, but more so for chopping down trees and carving scrimshaw. That's what's there's a whole bunch of hand axes inside the cart that was turned over. There's a bunch of food that doesn't seem very valuable. None of these adventurers were particularly well armed. They were wearing some leather armor with some mundane scimitars. There is you are able to put together about 120 gold among all of them from their gold pouches.
I think we should take anything of value and bring it to their widows and people if ever.
Well, the only lead
return
that you
to-
have is this Timothy person from East Haven.
If ever we go to East Haven, we should inquire about them and return the money.
Yeah.
Should we ever arrive in East Haven?
Doctor, do you have any magics that could dig through this frozen soil and make a grave for these people?
I could just fireball the ground and thaw it out.
I would appreciate it.
All right, everybody stand. If you want, I could just give them.
Oh, bugger! Here he goes again.
Instead. We could just give them a period, save us time for having to bury them. That's probably more the custom in such a northern.
Have we found any religious symbology on any of the bodies?
No.
Burn them or bury them?
I suppose burning them might be better.
Okay. So I guess we'll light up a fire and I guess pile them up and burn them.
Yeah. I'll speak prayers over
If
that.
you want me to fireball them to speed things up, I guess I could. Otherwise, we could do it the little longer way and get some wood and make a pyre.
Well, I think there's plenty of flammable material here. between the carts and the tents.
That way I don't accidentally burn Schmiggel's beard off again. I'm sure there's some point in our history with me and Schmiggel that I burnt his beard off.
Schmigel hides behind the...
Right. So yeah, I want to encourage everyone just to spend some time and help me cremate these bodies. Speak some words.
I've got enough oil to cremate them if you need them.
What, did you squeeze that out of your beard, Schmiggel?
Oh, come on. I bought about 10 liters worth of this stuff, just in case we needed a quick fire.
What, were you gonna oil your beard every night? Sure, that's what you do.
Thank you for the offer, Lord Ironbelly.
Can I get a perception check? You may all roll one.
Okay, so
Oh
it's gonna
boy,
be
these-
something.
Sneaky Yeti buggers are sneaking up on us. I bet.
Yeah, because you guys spent a while there kind of surveying the bodies. Yeah, so... Alright, 18-7...
I'm too busy burning stuff.
23. So, Eldruin and Matilda, you do indeed notice that there were figures hiding in the bushes, and they are coming out of the bushes, and they do appear to be large. They're Yetis, and they don't look very friendly.
They aren't intimidated by the big pyre we've got burning.
I'll
right in the
throw
middle
a
of the place.
snowball at the doctor and Schmigel.
So there's three of them, and they just come out of the bushes, and they start growling.
Oh.
They looking really crazed and angry.
Right. How big do these Yetis look?
These are
compared
big
to the
Yetis.
we've fought before.
Previously, you fought a whole bunch of little Yetis, and you fought a couple of these big ones. These are about the same size as those big ones.
Okay.
And
now
and
there's-
they come out of the bushes clearly with the intent of coming and attacking you.
Okay. Where's my pyre?
Your pyre is, let's say, is right here.
Okay.
What kind of state of burning the bodies are we in? Are we done? Or
Well, you guys have just begun lighting the bodies on fire. When you notice these Yetis coming out.
Oh, just two of them.
3?
There's three of them as far as you can see. You take a quick look around. You don't see any more than these three that were just hiding in the bushes.
Okay.
Great initiative.
Okay, looks like we're going to
yeah.
battle these Yetis.
Does it? I mean, we could run, but
They would probably outrun you. They're pretty fast from what you remember previously.
Not me.
Not
Speediest
Elder.
retreat.
I'll be the last one caught.
The doctor will just probably burn them and make them think, oh, we
for
got
once,
better
Matilda isn't being a total slowpoke.
Okay. Matilda, you're up first.
Ah, damn.
Alright, let's see how far off I am. Okay, so I can't quite make it.
You can make it to this Yeti. I'll give it to you. That's fine. Yeah, you can make it over there, and like I said, I don't want 5 feet to make to make it that you can't take your turn. You know.
Alright. I mean, I have spells and such for options.
Yeah.
Too. Alright. I'll just, yeah. Just run with my greatsword in 2 hands. Doing that kind of battle run as I scream, "For Tyr!" And swing my greatsword at this thing.
Okay. Unfortunately, with an 11, the Yeti dodges your blow.
I swing again.
With a 13, you strike home on the Yeti.
I'll use a single point of my spell slot to use my Divine Smite for an additional 16 points of damage.
Okay, the total damage, we're looking at, what, 30?
Yes.
Okay, so the Yeti screams out in agony as you bear your sword on it.
Hey,
Turn?
that's damage.
That is my turn.
Okay. Eldruin, you're up.
Okay, I'll come around the side and attack. Ooh, sweet.
That's some nice.
That is 8 damage on the Yeti for your first attack.
Oh, what about the staff didn't do anything?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the staff. It was right before the unarmed strike. That is 2 hits.
Oh, okay.
15 plus 8. That is enough. You kill this Yeti.
Oh, good.
You slay the Yeti. Tell me how you finish this Yeti.
I was actually aiming for the head, so I was doing a flying leap. Kicking him in the head.
You clearly have knocked his brain out of his head cavity. It dies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Doctor, you're up.
Ooh, already? Let's see, there's not much I can do. I'm gonna pick up a big flaming branch from the pyre.
Is it Schmigel first? He's
Oh,
not
yeah,
on the initiative.
Schmigel, are you on the initiative?
No, but I got a 16.
I'm sorry. Let me put you on the initiative.
I'll let Schmigel go first.
Yeah, Schmigel, please take your turn.
Let's see, how far away am I?
You unfortunately can't stretch it that far. Your speed is 30, but
Alright, well,
yeah, with you it's he's a little bit far away. Yeah, both of
What?
them.
well, I take out one of my hammers.
Okay.
And I look at the big buffoon and say, "Hey, tall and ugly!" There we go.
Okay, you clock him with your hammer. Fortunately, it doesn't do.
Another one!
You clock him twice with your hammer. Unfortunately, they don't do much damage.
But I pissed him off. Come on,
At this
take
range,
me at him.
You got their
Hammer
attention.
throws is disadvantage, right?
How far are you from him? You're 40 feet from him. But even with disadvantage, it wouldn't matter. But
Yeah.
I think it is true because I think the hammer is like 20, 60, if I'm not wrong, mistaken. Okay. Doctor, it's your turn.
Alright, so I'm gonna pick up a big flaming branch, and if a Yeti comes near me, I'm just gonna try to keep the fire between me and any Yetis that are gonna come here, since I can't do a whole lot with normal spells. My Ray of Frost isn't terribly effective.
No, you realized that last time.
Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna pick up some flaming branches. I'm gonna use as an improvised weapon.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try to chuck them at the Yetis.
I look back at the doctor and
Yeah.
say, "Hold your fire. When he comes around the corner, you take him off with a side shot."
Side shot with flaming branch.
You're bloody magic. What are you? Hey, forget it.
I'm using an improvised weapon. I'm throwing flaming jab.
I thought you had firebolt. You don't?
I don't have fireball.
Okay.
I have fireball.
No, well, if you want to cast the fireball.
No.
Oh god, no, again.
But it's just more fun to use improvisation. So what do I need to do for a flaming branch?
For improv weapon, like a flaming branch, I'll let it be D4 fire damage with a melee attack.
Okay. So I'm using.
I mean,
like a
technically you're not really proficient, but you can try to use it like a staff, I guess. So I don't mind. Just make your normal melee attack.
I'm doing a ranged one though. I'm using it like a javelin. And I'm gonna whip it at this Yeti over here.
Okay.
If I need to take a few feet to like build up momentum
Well,
or whatever.
I mean, then you have to throw it like a thrown weapon.
Okay. So D20 plus dexterity modifier.
Thrown
Well,
weapon would go
thrown
first,
weapon's
right?
technically strength, but if you want to use your dex and throw it like a dart, how big is this thing you're picking up?
I'd say it's probably the size of a longsword, maybe a bit longer.
Okay, that would be
So
more
that's-
like a thrown weapon. It would have to be strength-based.
Oh, that big? Okay.
Yeah, if you're throwing something as big as a longsword, I would think that's a thrown weapon.
Even though it's made out of wood and not metal,
I mean, it's
lighter.
I don't think it makes that big of a difference. If you were throwing something like a dart, we can kind of say, well, okay, Dex.
That's a little small though.
Yeah.
Okay, so just this straight D20. Okay, let's see if I hit him. Nope.
Okay. The big branch just flies all the way over there somewhere.
And lands on the tent and lights it on fire.
Okay. The Yetis are up. First, the Yeti, that Schmegel, you threw those hammers at this Yeti, and he's going to come after you. Let me see if he has this. Yeah, he's got the speed. Roar! He comes over and tries to clobber you with 2 attacks. 13 and 14 are misses on Schmegel. This Yeti is going to come over here, and he's going to look at. So Eldruin's the one who killed this Yeti. So he's going to look at Eldruin, and you see the Yeti starts staring you down. I need a Constitution saving throw from Elduin. The Yeti just gives you this horrible shamanistic gaze.
Avert your eyes!
Yeah, I was gonna say never mind.
Do you have advantage for any reason?
Because he's a monk.
No, that doesn't give you advantage.
Because he's averting his eyes as I told him to.
I didn't see what my important rolls were. 9 and 10. 10 and 9. Okay.
Unfortunately, neither 9 or 10 would help you on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take 7 cold damage, and you are paralyzed for 1 minute, but you can save every turn to get out of the paralysis.
Okay.
So next turn, you have to roll a save.
Okay.
Matilda, it's your turn.
Alright. I'll turn towards this Yeti that just stared down my ally and take my sword and gash at its belly.
13's a hit as you impale this Yeti.
And one more.
You get a second attack. 12 is also a hit on the Yeti. So that is a total of 14 plus 12 damage is 26 damage.
Rolling well today.
You impale this
usually do a
Yeti and
lot
it's
of
bleeding profusely.
Oh.
Injured, it staggers back a little bit from your blows. I need another Constitution save. Right,
From
you
me?
can't. Yeah, that's all you can do on your turn is Constitution save.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're still paralyzed from this this Yeti's dark, magical properties. Schmegel, you're up.
Alright, you stink-faced mutton chop. I'm gonna take a swing at your head! One, two.
That is 2 hits on the Yeti. 8 plus 12 is 20 damage on the Yeti.
Come on, you fucker. I wasn't born yesterday. Come on!
Oh, this Yeti's mad. He's ready to pummel you. Doctor, you're up.
Okay. So, sorry to press that I just failed so badly with that improvised javelin. As the Yeti's distracted with Schmegel, I'm gonna... Let's see, can I come up from behind? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna come up from behind, and I'm gonna use Shocking Grasp on him.
Okay.
So, well, he's not looking. Just gonna zap him hard. Let's see, where's my Shocking Grasp? There we go. So, cast spell. That did not attack. I need to attack.
Yeah, for some reason it didn't make an attack.
I know. Let's see. Why is it not attacking?
Oh, just roll a d20 and add your
Yeah.
modifier, and then we'll take that as the damage if it hits.
Yeah, d20 plus, what was it? It's
Your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, that's 4 plus 3.
I think it should be +6 by now, right? Or
Yeah,
+7?
So 24.
Well, yeah, that
that
hits.
is the wrong one.
Okay, so you do it at 10 points of lightning damage as this Yeti starts convulsing from your
And
shocking
he has
grasp.
no reactions now.
Yeah, well,
Doesn't matter anymore. I think I used up my speed to get there.
okay. The Yeti is up, and this Yeti, surrounded one side by Schmigel, the other side by the Doctor, will make 2 attacks, one at Schmigel and one at the Doctor. So the first attack is going at Schmigel, the second attack is going at the Doctor. 15 against Schmigel is a miss, 10 against the Doctor, I believe, is also a miss.
Barely.
This Yeti down here, he's going to look at Matilda, and he's going to try his shenanigans with the chilling gaze on Matilda as he stares you down. Even as you avert your eyes, you realize that whatever magic is enchanting this foul beast is sort of penetrates into your soul. So it's a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, sorry, that's a check, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I think that's enough. So you stave off the effects of this chilling gaze, and it's your turn. As the Yeti attempts this chilling gaze and fails.
I've seen that trick before, you oaf! Feel my blade!
Oh, that is a critical hit, and we have... I need to play some critical hit. I would like to play the critical hit. Okay, for a total of 7 plus 9, 16 damage. As you progress to slaughter this Yeti. He's still alive, he's very badly injured, he's got multiple wounds from your sword.
And with my second attack, I think I finish him off.
That's enough to kill him. Eldrawin, I need a save. Constitution.
Gonna hurry to the...
Even with him down?
Yeah, the chilling gaze doesn't say anything about it disappearing after the source. As there's a dark magic. Well, 13 is enough. You break out of it.
Oh, phew. Watching him fall to the ground helped me.
Schmigel, it's your turn.
Another
Is that my
two-hit
turn?
combo.
Do I still get an action?
No, you have to. It has to be at the end of your turn.
Okay, can I move?
16.
Your turn has to be used only to save when you're
Oh.
doing the save. Schmigel, that is 2 hits for 16 damage. This Yeti is dead. You guys have easily dispatched these 3 Yetis.
Well, that was bracing.
That we didn't get here earlier.
You guys had a very successful battle with the Yetis, not taking any damage, able to destroy these Yetis, not being surprised.
That went as well as it could have, but you never know when there's more of these things sneaking up on you. Let's finish this pyre quickly and be on our way.
Alrighty then. Like to get out of here quick.
I commend all the souls of the fallen to Tyr, and I
Okay.
spent 10 minutes praising my teammates for their bravery and their dedication to proper burial rites and
The temporary
inspire
hit
them with
points?
temporary
Okay.
hit points.
Alright, 5-minute break, everyone? Tea break?
Sure.
Okay.
See you back then.
Getting tired, Felix?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, believe me, I'm getting a little tired myself. May have to end a little bit early today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get going around 9.
Yeah, I was thinking around there too.
Okay.
We really got to figure out a good day for everybody nowadays.
Yeah, Mondays are pretty brutal for me.
Well, after Christmas, I have 8 months with evenings all free, more or less. I'll be working. No school for a couple of semesters.
Maybe something like midweek, like Wednesdays?
No, Wednesdays don't work for me. If you guys want, I'll post my schedules for the next up until Christmas.
I mean,
Or my
you work
evening
on a
schedules.
really weird schedule nonetheless.
Yeah, my schedule's all over the place, and it's constantly changing because it's school.
My schedule is not exactly normal either. You know, I work at nights and weekends and. Okay.
Mine has a lot of night classes too.
All right, I'm just readjusting because since you guys went down to the Dwarven Valley, I had to get out all my notes on the Dwarven stuff.
You expect us to go save the children?
Well, I had all my notes out for that. I didn't know what you were gonna do, but since you decided not to go along that plot line, you went to the dwarves. I gotta do a because I have another notebook in terms of the Dwarven stories.
Okay. Just out of character, are you able to say anything that are the children really in danger? Because I'll feel bad if they are.
I can't tell you. I mean, you're not supposed to know. You got to go by the decisions you make. Mm-hmm. They could be just fine.
Okay. Someone's not getting sleep tonight.
No, I won't. I'm gonna exam
Regardless,
tomorrow.
we need to pursue the greater evil. That's what Mathilda's all about anyway. Even if she wants to save the women and children.
See, this is where I wish I was strong enough to use teleport. Distances no longer matter.
I just can't wait till I'm level 6 and don't get frozen by those stupid gazes anymore, and neither gets anyone around me.
I think Smeggle and I have something like 50 XP until we level.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'm giving you guys milestones, sort of trying to keep it where people level together.
Mm-hmm.
And also, major plot lines and things like that where the milestones are given out.
Yeah, from level 6, me and any friendly creatures within 10 feet of me gain a bonus to all saving throws they make equal to my charisma modifier +1.
Ooh, that'll be helpful.
So long as I'm conscious.
Let's see.
Yeah, this is striking out on new ground. I haven't actually played at levels higher than 5 or DM'd or played, so I want to see how things go with a higher level party.
Well, level 5 is that next tier, so
Yeah.
but there shouldn't be a whole lot of difference between level 5 up to, I guess it's level 12, or
I think there's a pretty big difference. You got a lot of these. I think you're going to get access to like level 4 spells at some point, right?
not
At level 7.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be a little interesting, but it won't make me that much more powerful. I just keep increasing spell slots, so
Yeah.
theoretically I can just last longer and dish out more.
Well, I think that alone makes you very powerful. If you have more spell casting power, you can cast more fireballs or whatever you need. That will make a big difference. If you can cast fireball only twice, you're not going to have as much gas to keep going on as you can cast it like 4 times.
I find that I don't like having to cast fireball multiple times. It feels like, oh yeah, sure, I can just blast them all with fireball, sure.
Well, you can definitely
find creative ways.
well, definitely take advantage of all the other spells. There's a lot of a lot of things. If you think about it, you can come up with very creative ways to make them useful too.
Fourth level spells are really powerful as well. I mean, you get things like polymorph and dimension door, conjure minor elemental, greater invisibility.
I already got invisibility. I don't need to turn invisible during the fight.
But a good melee weapon on the side wouldn't hurt too much. I think the doctor might work well with a spear or something. Or is that a martial weapon?
That's strength.
It is a simple weapon.
Spear's simple, but it's strength.
If it's strength based, you may not be so successful with the weapon. You probably want something more like finesse or dex based.
Yeah,
I'm just
but then
thinking
you
in the way of
just get a dagger. That's essentially the only thing you can use.
I'm just thinking in the ways of like distance. The wizard's usually supposed to keep his distance and recharge his spells and that sort of thing.
But when I'm faced with something like Yetis who are cold resistant, I can only dish out my big spells, which will blast them. Because my only real melee spell out of range, or magic spell out of range as a cantrip is Ray of Frost.
You can also cast Magic Missile. It does a small, modest amount of damage. Something like that, if you want to. If you
As
want
a
to use
cantrip?
spells. No, not as a cantrip. Just as a spell. You can
Oh, I don't
instead
have
of use.
rid of magic missile.
Oh, you don't use Magic Missile anymore?
No, I found
Well-
it too punny.
But instead of having to cast a fireball, you can cast something that's a little bit not as strong, but will do a modest amount of damage.
When I get to that village with the voucher for magic spells, there's one spell I really want to get now.
Okay.
What's that?
I want to get Chromatic Orb. Since it doesn't consume its component anymore.
It never did.
I assumed it did before, that's why I never got it. Because then I'd be like spending 50 gold every time I
Yeah.
cast it. So it's like, no. But since I'd only have to pay 50 gold once, and then I could cast it however much I want until it gets like stolen or destroyed or whatever, then it becomes useful.
It's a reasonable first level spell. Like, its damage is about on par with what you get out of a magic missile, especially considering that you need to hit with the ranged spell attack to make it do any damage at all.
But the point is that it can do whatever type of damage I want it to.
Yeah.
So if I know one creature's weak against something, there we go. That's when it gets useful.
All right. Let's.
Are we all
let's
back?
continue on.
Are we ready to continue? Okay, you guys make your way over to the Dwarven Valley of Kelvin's Cairn. And the first thing you see as you descend into the valley is you see two massive stone statues of dwarves, and they are facing each other, like at the entrance of a very low underpass. There is also a bridge above the underpass as you approach it. You see that there are two dwarven guards on either side of the bridge above the overpass. You guys are about 50 or 60 feet away.
Schmigel holds up his arm. Hey! Hey!
They look at you, but it doesn't seem like they're replying.
Alright, we'll walk forward until we get into speaking distance.
As you approach, one of the dwarves that is standing on the one side of the bridge, he looks down on you and he says, "Hold ye!"
Hey! Alright!
And he comes over and he's talking to you from above the bridge and looking down at you guys. You guys are a good 20 feet away from him. And he looks at you and he's got this nasty look on his face. And he says, I recommend ye turn around and head back. You're not welcome here, whoever ye is.
Why be?
He says, this be Barak Hammerstone's land. And ye, your companions are not welcome here. And can we do a perception check, everyone? Okay, Schmigel, you and Matilda, you notice a couple of things. One is that these dwarves, they are wielding warhammers, and the warhammers are made of black ice. Another thing you notice is that far off in the distance, in the hills, you see that there are what appears to be bodies impaled on pikes upside down. And this dwarf is giving you a gruff look, and he's saying, "Get out of here!"
Wait, hold on 1 minute. I don't know, what was the dwarf we met down in Brinchander?
Her name was Helga.
Helga, there we go. Hey! You by chance know a lady named Helga?
And he gives a laugh. Ha! Helga! I know Helga, what's it to ya?
Hey, we became friends!
Friends with Helga, I say. You say.
Hey!
He turns to his companion on the other side of the
My lord,
bridge.
If
That
he
might
tries
not
to
have
attack
been
us, I'm just gonna
the best
blast
thing
him with
to say.
ice.
He's still talking to you right now. He's not attacking you. He looks at his companion, and his companion looks at him, and they give a smirk, and he says, "If you're friends with Helga, ye is doubly not welcome. Now turn back."
Hey, what do we do?
What happened in these lands?
None of your business. And then the other dwarf comes over. He says, "Hey, Gam, you know what I see here?" He says, the first dwarf says, "I don't know, Rodney. What do you see?" He says, "It seems to me that this one here looks like a dwarf, smells like a dwarf, he talks like a dwarf, but he's got a heart of an elf. Look at this Brutak." And Schmegel, the word Brutak is extremely insulting in the dwarven language. It means a dwarf that has forsaken his family, his clan, to supplicate humans and elves. It is probably one of the most insulting things you can call a dwarf. And they both of them start just like bellying up in laughter. "Get out of here, you elf!"
Hold it!
Look,
It's insulting to us elves.
Well, you guys, unless I guess if you speak Dwarven, you know what that word means.
Oh, so they're all doing it dwarf. Okay.
Yeah.
let's see, I do speak Dwarfish, and
Yeah.
I'm a half-elf. And I'm offended.
So what did he say?
Hold on a second.
He called you a Brutak.
I'll go through a bloody avalanche to bring your sorry asses some bloody wheat and butter and hops and make some fine beer, and this is the respect we get. Oh,
Well, what say you, Gam? You want to see Helga? Perhaps we show her to you.
My Lord Ironbelly, I don't think that we can reason with these men. Perhaps threats are a more appropriate course of action, I whisper.
threats can only get you so far, but if we can get inside, we'll be fine. Just make sure I don't smack his bloody face.
Yeah,
He shows Helga's head on a pike. I fireball all of them.
So, how is Helga?
Oh, she's doing great. Let me take you to her.
Are you gonna open the gates?
There's no gates. It's just a bridge and an underpass beneath the bridge.
All right.
So we could just walk in?
Yeah, you could just walk in. There's nothing stopping you from just walking in. Besides these two very
Right.
very uncouth dwarves.
There's not a portcullis or anything
No.
that's going to fall on our heads?
No. You don't see anything that can potentially, any potential traps.
Okay.
If that's what you're.
For now, let's just play nice till my anger freezes over.
Okay, so So one of the dwarves just motions you to cross under the bridge. The two dwarves remain on the bridge as you walk through the underpass underneath the bridge. There's no traps or anything, obviously. And as you guys get closer into the valley, you get closer to those bodies hanging on the pike. And of course, the first thing you see is you see that Helga is one of the bodies impaled on the pike. She is dead, and very, very brutally just put there. There's a
Tell me,
hope.
dwarf, what has happened here? Answer me if you don't want your body to hang right next to that one.
So as you say this, 4 more dwarves come from the other side, from
I
the.
fireball them.
Well, then we have to roll initiative before you fireball.
Unless someone's gonna tackle me, I'm just fireballing them. Take off.
Well, we have to roll initiative. It depends on if you get above them in initiative, you can fireball them.
Oh, so we were already going into initiative. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to initiative if you're intending to fireball.
Well, it looks like you'll beat them.
I have to click the doctor first.
Give me a second, I'm going to... Let's run it.
Oh wow! We actually beat everybody.
So yeah, the doctor is indeed gonna just fireball them. And Matilda is back to her usual speed.
So what did they come out of? They came out of like a guardhouse?
No, they came out of what the valley goes into a cave, what looks like a cave, and this seems to be the entrance to the dwarven mine, because you can see that this cave itself has a gate, and these 4 came out of the gate. They are in distance for you to cast a fireball, of course, and they're approaching you, and they have weapons drawn. They have these war hammers that look like black ice.
I'll melt those warhammers.
Okay, we have everybody in initiative.
Yeah, somehow the Schmigel is again not in.
Yeah, Schmigel, what's going on with your initiative rolls?
I don't know.
You're rolling like d20 plus whatever. You have to roll it in your character sheet and click your character.
I did.
Yeah,
And
he's using the same macro that we are.
Let me. All right, give me a minute. I'm going to fix everything. I want to fix everything up. There's a little bit of maintenance going on. And of course, I have to bring you to a map. Schmigel, what did you roll again?
17.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
Oh, that was horrible.
Schmigel, do you select your token when you press the roll initiative macro?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't know what happened there then.
That was a horrible roll.
I just manually added you.
It's a couple points below average, but it's not horrible.
See all those ones?
28 is the average.
Yeah, 6, 1, 3, 1, 2, 6, 1, 4.
Oh, I'm very sorry. As I warped you guys, all the initiatives got dropped down because it's a different map. It's one.
Well, that means I have to roll.
No. I'm gonna put you. Do you want to roll again? You got a 20 before. Are you sure?
Roll damage.
He wants to roll damage on his fireball again for some reason.
No, you can't roll damage on your fireball again. That has nothing to do with initiative. Hold on. Let me.
It's a dex save, by the way, not a strength save like you said on your spell macro.
Oh, whoops. Oh, I have to roll it again. These typos.
So I had to re-add some of you.
All the Eldrunes must be added.
Oh, that's 2 Eldruins. Let me take away this one.
Yeah, the original one had an 8.
Well, I don't think it makes a difference. Unless there's someone in between. And Matilda had a 5.
Where are the archer dwarves?
They are behind you on the bridge.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's 6 of them. There's 2 of them behind you that you were talking to before, and there's 4 of them that are approaching you. You, of course, cast your fireball. I'm going to roll dex checks for these dwarves.
Are the bodies hanging off the trees further up ahead?
No, the bodies are off to your left, and they are above the cliff. And you immediately recognize Helga. Your DC is 14?
15.
15?
Dex saves.
We have 1 failure and 3 saves.
Oh,
Okay,
looks like they were
so
ready for me.
one of these guys burns badly from your fireball for 24 damage. The rest of them take 12 damage. These guys are ready for battle, it's obvious.
And I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna face the guys on the bridge. Do I melt their ice hammers?
You don't melt the black ice. It appears that whatever this black ice is, it's extremely difficult to destroy. You guys, of course, have some of it your own. And Schmigel, it's your turn. Now that you see that these dwarves are not friendly, they are clearly into killing you. And they have insulted you with one of the worst insults you can ever give a dwarf. What are you going to do?
Or an elf.
So,
And they've killed Helga!
so, you call me names. You call me a traitor to my race. You call me also the worst bloody fucking name in the bloody dwarven language, and then you go around and kill the one good dwarf I met in this whole goddamn ice place. Fuck you and fuck your goddamn bloody stupid rocks.
Come on, you Brotak, bring it to me!
Actually, Schmigel, they did that last one first.
These guys are wearing chainmail and they have shields.
Don't matter. I'm gonna charge them. Well, run up to them. I'm gonna use pushing strike on them.
Okay.
Well, the one in front of me.
Scoot over a little bit.
Let's see. God damn it, I keep on losing the bloody paper for this thing. There we go. Okay, if I make the hit,
19's a hit.
alright, and now he has to make a save. Strength save.
Okay, strength. This guy looks like he's pretty stout. But he fails his strength save.
Alright, so now he's pushed 15 feet into...
Okay. Into the other guy behind him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me subtract his damage. And boom! Ah! Ah! As they crash into each other.
Alright, is the guy that I slammed into the other dwarf prone?
What I'm gonna do is I'm going to roll a strength save for the other guy. Yeah, the guy's not prone. He just he straightens out his companion and he's, come on, let us finish this one. He looks like he's got some magic gear we can have.
No on your fucking life. And I go up to him again and I hit him with just a regular attack.
Okay. Oh yeah. For 6 damage, you slay him. Ah! What?
Was he the badly burned one?
No.
Come on. Make my day.
Ah! Let's do this! He's the others say.
Eldrin, bridge.
Is it Eldrin's turn?
Yeah.
Okay. It's your...
As I turn around to face the guys on the bridge, I look to Eldrin. I'm like, looks like we have to take care of those ones up high.
Do the ones on the bridge appear to have any kind of ranged weapon?
No, they had the same black ice warhammer as the ones you were fighting in front.
Oh, never mind. I thought they had crossbows or something.
I shoot the one, this one over here.
He puts up his shield and your arrow lands straight smack in the middle of his shield.
And then I move under the bridge.
Okay. That's your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Dwarves are up. So these 3 dwarves, well, one of them you slew, but the other 3, you notice that they start rallying and they start chanting, "Ah, let's take them down!" And Shimego, you recognize that they are using a second wind. I'm going to use the same roll for all 3 of them. Okay, these 3 dwarves are pissed off, and they're going to come up at you, Schmigel, and they're all going to attack you. Not only are they going to attack you, but they're going to attack you twice. Each.
Roll them.
Okay.
I ain't afraid.
That's the first 2 attacks, which are misses. Second 2 attacks, one is a 21. Does that touch your armor class?
Nope.
Okay, and the last 2 attacks. 22, does that touch your armor class?
Yes, that does.
He hits you for, well, so all 3 of them just come upon you, wielding their warhammers, smashing down on you. One warhammer does strike you for 11 damage. Right in the soft spot in your armor. These 2 dwarves, after seeing Eldruin has gone under the bridge, he just falls down to the bridge, poof, right next to Eldruin, and he attacks him.
How high is the bridge?
Bridge is not that high, it's like less than 10 feet.
Okay.
But he misses.
Oh.
The other dwarf, let me see if he's got the speed. I'll say he's got the speed. Same thing, he runs over, falls down to the bridge, and attacks Eldruin. With another miss. Matilda, it's your turn.
Alright. Seeing Schmigel's in trouble, I'll charge forward. Take my swings at this guy.
So, Matilda, as you swing at that guy, his friend right next to him starts doing a feint, distracting you, and imposes disadvantage on your attack.
Okay. Only on my first attack, or
Yeah.
all attacks?
No, it's just on one attack.
Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm a bit startled.
These guys seem to be fairly well organized in their fighting abilities. With
Disadvantage?
that first attack is a miss, whether advantage or not.
Yeah, I feared as much. Let's see. Suppose there's nothing else to it but to make another attack.
These dwarves are heavily armored. That second attack he parries.
And then I'll cast Shield of, what is it, Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. What is your armor class effectively now?
It is now effectively 20.
Okay. Doctor, it's your turn. You got a lot of commotion going north and south.
Okay.
Eldruin's on his own here.
I'm gonna back Eldrin up, move over just a little bit to make a nice straight line of shot, and I'm gonna send a ray of frost to the guy right on his right.
Okay.
Doesn't hit.
The ray of frost does not hit.
Okay, that's gonna end my turn.
Okay. Schmigel, your moment's up again.
That is not acceptable, Doctor.
Hey, I don't have multi-attacks like you guys.
Yep, I'm gonna do a swinging attack against the top 2 on the of me. So let's see.
Which one are you attacking specifically first? This one or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then go ahead and do your swing attack. Oh, that's a hit.
All right. That's gonna be the first one.
Oh, your axe goes to town on the first one.
And here's the second one's damage. Oh.
You grazed the second one just a little bit, but the first one you really sliced down on.
And my second attack, I'm gonna hit the guy that I just grazed.
Schmigel, as you attack the guy you just grazed, the first guy does a feint on you, distracting you, imposing disadvantage on this attack. So, causing you to miss the second guy. And Schmigel, you realize that these dwarves over here, they are experienced fighters.
Jesus Christ, I didn't know you could do that with your face.
It's like, I showed your mama what I can do with my face last night, you bratak!
How'd you get so far south in one night? Can you teleport? The doctor's suddenly very interested on how this dwarf managed that feat.
Eldrin, it's your turn. You got these
Doctor, focus!
You got two very angry dwarves, like, right on top of you.
Okay, Thunder Wave. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Thunder Wave is a con check, I believe. It's a con save.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you... Oh, ouch.
Oh, boy.
That damage, though.
What is your DC again?
Trying to push him away.
Your DC is 13?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they both saved.
Yeah. What a waste.
Should've just used Blazing Hand.
You can just see Eldrin just rubbing his hands together and saying, "There you go."
He just claps his hands.
Eldrin, that is unacceptable.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
I disengage. Can I? Okay, this is what I'd like to do.
you can key point to
Well,
disengage if you'd like.
Right, as a bonus, I disengage. I want to climb up here onto the bridge, and I want to make sure that nothing. They don't go inside the tunnel.
Give me a small athletics check, a quick athletics check. Make sure you do it successfully.
Not a problem.
Or acrobatics if you want. I don't care. Okay, not a problem. So you get over there. So you see that this is not actually a tunnel. It's more like a small alcove.
Oh, okay. But I'm up there now?
Yeah. So and they're below you. They don't look like they'd be that. They don't look like. It looks like it'd be tougher for them to climb up, given that they are in chainmail.
That is what I'm hoping
But
for.
they look to be pretty strong and stout, nonetheless. So Schmigel, we're going back to the dwarves' turn. Two dwarves are going to attack you. First attack, second attack. Both miss. The third dwarf is going to attack Matilda with another miss. These two dwarves, one of them is going to try to climb up and get you. Okay, he does manage to climb up, and he's going to make a swing on you. I think that's a miss, 13. The last dwarf says, screw him! He's going to go for the doctor. But he can't make it up to the doctor. So he's going to...
5 feet, right?
Yeah, so he's going to run up and engage you, but he can't attack this turn. Actually, you know what? Yes, he can. He's going to action surge and attack you. So he swings at you with his warhammer,
Sorry,
don't
Doc.
hurt me. Yellow robes.
cracking you in the shoulder for 8 damage. I love it when I get to kill me some elves!
What was my temporary hit points? It was like
7.
7?
Is it 8? Yeah, it's 8. It's my level plus my charisma modifier.
Okay, so that drains down your temporary hit points.
Yes, my yellow robes protected me.
And you can see this dwarf is like twice as smelly as Schmigel. He's just got this nasty look on his face. It's kind of crazed. Matilda, it's your turn.
Right, I'm gonna chonk into. Which guy was it that was handing protection, like protecting?
They were all doing protection. You saw the two of them up front here doing protection.
Right. Can I maneuver so that I can't like only one of them can protect?
You're not. You don't think so. You think that as long as these guys are staying together, knowing battle tactics and having a lot of martial training, you know that as long as these guys are staying together, they're probably going to be able to protect each other.
Yeah, I have seen this fighting style. I am familiar with it, and I know that the best strategy is to try to drive them apart I don't have any abilities that might be able to do that other than foregoing my attack for a shove.
You can do that, and you still have a multi-attack, so you can shove and then attack.
I suppose. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and try and shove this
Well,
guy.
does shove count as an attack when it comes to multi-attack?
It's like one of my attacks. And I
Yeah.
have two.
Okay.
Since he has a multi.
So I'm
So-
going to shove him 10 feet in that direction.
Give me a second. I need you to roll a strength versus his strength.
Yeah, it's like acrobatics. Sorry, in athletics.
He's rolling a 21, but you rolled a 25, so you shove him down all the way over here.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh! Crazy elven
And
lady.
then follow up with a great sword strike.
Okay.
That doesn't provoke opportunity.
Technically, it does. I mean, if you were over there where you pointed,
Okay. Give me that opportunity.
you ready?
Yeah.
That's a 22.
Okay. That hits. Let me roll my Constitution save.
You don't need a Constitution
It's my
save.
spell.
Shield of
Oh,
I
for
lose
the
my
shield of faith.
concentration.
Oh boy.
Um,
All right, but you get your attack on this guy.
Sorry there, Matilda.
It's okay. It's fair enough. I did maneuver in that way. I lose a total of 2 real hit points. And then I swing my greatsword.
You kill him.
Okay.
Kill him dead.
I kill it dead. That's what I wanted. Separate them! Take them out one at a time! I yell.
Doctor, it's your turn.
I look him. While Matilda's just finishing off the guy right behind me, I give this guy a little smirk. Hey, did you know that metal conducts?
Conduct! You're a duck! Ah!
Doesn't matter, I have advantage, so.
Okay.
So he has no reactions, and I'm gonna move, I guess 30 feet away from him.
Yeah.
In some direction. Let's see. That guy went up there. I can move 30 feet somewhere. That's a little
Yeah,
too
you
far.
can move 30 feet into combat with the others.
Yeah, I guess I'll
Get
move
him
30 feet down this way, away from him. So if he can get to there, I'll move just under the bridge.
Okay.
Just so if he wants to chase me, I'll have to double move. And I like do mocking gestures at him. Catch me if you can, you smelly dwarf.
I mean, you're passing him from the other side, so he could probably catch up to you this turn.
No, I'm positioning myself so I'd be like out of range.
Actually, I would say that you are still in range where you are right now. If he were to
Okay,
run
so
up to you,
I want to try to position myself to be out of range. So
I'm not sure you can because you got 30 feet of movement and he's got 25.
Yeah, I mean, if you walk in, like, his direction, then you waste that speed advantage.
Yeah.
You can go in between
Okay.
Matilda and Schmigel.
Yeah. I think if you walk straight away from him, you're out of reach of him, but... There's
reach
two
of the
others
other
over
guys.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll just move over here.
Okay. Schmigel, you're up. These 2 dwarves. Already injured by
Alright,
you.
Take them down left to right.
Schmigel, if you're going to attack this dwarf, the other's going to impose disadvantage as they use their battle tactics in unison.
Which one?
Whichever one you attack, the other's going to use battle tactics to impose disadvantage on your attack.
Okie doke.
Spartan kick him.
I'm sorry, I don't want to get technical, but that one used its reaction already. To attack me.
Which one?
The
One
one
of
with the
them
opportunity
used
attack.
Used its opportunity attack reaction, so it can't use a protection reaction.
Okay, if you lawyer it, we can get.
Sorry.
I'm fine. No, I'm fine with that. It was an oversight on my part. So if you, Schmigel, if you want to be very technical and specific, you can attack that one.
Matilda.
I think he
made her
just
own
attacks a
distraction.
a random one.
Doesn't matter.
Let him hit. If it don't matter none.
Well, the first attack is not going to hit. The second attack is going to hit, And are you doing any maneuver with that second attack?
No. I'm gonna hold 2 maneuvers just in case.
Okay, so the second attack you do hit the guy that is right here. I'm sorry, the guy that's right here.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hedrun, you're up.
Fine.
This
Swing. Oh, crap.
the dwarf parries your attacks. Okay, dwarves are up. The 2 dwarves on Schmigel, they're going to continue to attack you. Does a 24 hit you?
Yeah.
That's 8 damage on you. Oh, Schmigel, remember you took some damage previously? Do you remember that you had temporary hit points?
No.
Oh, you had 8 temporary hit points from that previous attack. So, this is what I want you to do. Because this attack does 8 damage. Why don't take any damage because you forgot that you had 8 temporary hit points last turn. Remember when you got hit? So no damage for this turn. But keep your hit points where they were before.
Yeah.
Okay. These dwarves to the south. This one is he's gonna come chase after the doctor. He's like, "Come here, you stinking elf!" Swinging his hammer at you.
9 on his first attack.
Oh, then that misses. Listen, so when you give him a 9, does that include the modifier or not?
That's his die roll.
If it doesn't include the modifier, he's gonna hit anyway. He's
You don't
gonna
have
hit.
mage armor?
No.
Okay, so he's got.
Forget it though. I thought he had mage armor up. Well, however you want to play it.
Okay, would you rather him swing or do you want to give him the 9 and he's guaranteed to hit the doctor?
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to give him the 9.
Alright,
Well-
you
I
roll
thought he
the
had
crit
mage
then.
armor.
That's worse than a 9.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Doctor, you got 14. These you got 14 damage on you.
14.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Oh, that's like half my health.
This dwarf is very angry at you and just cracks you after you shocking grasped him. The dwarf next to Eldrin is going to attack you. He misses. You know what? He's angry. He's gonna try to attack you. Yes, slippery, stinking elf! And he's gonna actions. He's the guy who didn't use his action surge yet. He attacks again for 20.
I will heal. That will defeat that.
You will what?
Cast my shield as a reaction.
Okay, so he's like,
Actually,
God, you damn stinking slippery!
That's a modified 20, right? That's not a.
No, that's not a nat 20.
Oh, okay, I'll take the damage. That's fine.
Oh, okay, so 5 damage comes upon you. He's like, that's more like it.
Comes out of your temp hit points, right? Or did you not
Yeah.
have those?
Matilda, you're up.
Alright. I'll join side by side with Schmigel and yell at him, "Focus the same one as I do!" Taking my swings with my greatsword.
He puts up his shield and parries your swing twice.
Right. I guess that's it for me.
Okay. Doctor, you're up.
Okay. I'm just gonna shock and grasp him again, and like, looks like dwarves never learn, do they?
Even with advantage, you miss him. He's wearing some heavy armor, so you try to conduct some electricity. It doesn't totally penetrate into his skull.
Alright. I'm gonna just say, well then, I misty step right up on top of the bridge.
Okay.
Right
Not sure you can really see exactly on top of the bridge. Maybe you can misty step over here or over here or over here.
There's a path
Okay.
over on the other
Yeah.
side.
Alright, I'll misty step up there then. Wherever
Okay.
you.
It's like, hey, come back here, Stop fleeing like a little fairy fey! You like my alliteration?
These racist dwarves, man.
What's the matter, dwarf? Can't catch an elf?
Schmigel, it's your turn.
I didn't think all of you were slow like Schmigel.
So Schmigel, you see that these dwarves are readying up their battle tactics, so if they stay together, you know that they're going to protect each other, whichever one you hit.
Alright, I guess, neither one of them has used the reaction yet.
No.
Yeah, Matilda offers the advice to shove one and attack the other.
Your pushing attack also works really well, but that will cost you a maneuver.
Yeah.
But then again, I think you have to land the pushing attack in order to do the push. So your attack would still be at disadvantage.
Oh well, it's worth a try. I'll push the one that's right next to Matilda. And I'm gonna attack the one that's just left of him.
So are you trying a pushing attack, or are you trying to shove him?
Just shove him.
Okay, so it's a strength contest?
Yep. And this is a strength with no modifier.
No, just a plain strength.
Athletics, I think.
Oh, athletics. I can do that.
I mean, sorry. It's up to the DM.
Well, it doesn't matter if you had the athletics or not, because he rolled really poorly, so he gets shoved away. And because if there's something that forces him to get moved, there's no opportunity attacks taken. He's like, what you doing? Now we push it. Now we playing pushy shovey now, huh?
I'm gonna attack the other one. Hey, that's the name of the game. Get to it, the times, old fart.
Oh, that is a hit. As you strike down on the other one. The other one looks very gravely injured as you strike down right after you push the first one away.
Now we're doing clever combat, Lord Ironbelly. We'll drive these racists back.
Still feel bad that they're dwarves, but they're damn horrible dwarves at that.
We've killed many humans too. All life is sacred.
Eldrin, it's your turn. This guy in front of you is barely injured.
Yeah, I noticed that. Until now.
Unfortunately, his armor is too thick for you to penetrate with those attacks.
Okay. Oh. Well, that's all I do.
Okay. The dwarves are up. And this dwarf, he's going to take the opportunity to get back into range. They're going to go one each. First dwarf is going to attack Schmigel.
Doesn't Matilda get an opportunity attack?
He walked into her range.
Oh, okay.
So 20 doesn't touch your armor class. The second dwarf is going to attack Matilda. I don't think a 19 is going to hit your armor class.
It does now that I've lost my shield.
Okay, but it's 4 damage that he does on you. As they rally together again, once again planning to do their battle tactics. The dwarf next to Eldrin's going to swing at him. We're looking at 21 against your armor class.
I'll take the 4.
Well, it's 7 damage.
Oh, it's 7?
Yeah, 4 is the crit roll.
Okay. In that case, I will cast my shield.
Okay, so you cast shield and you block off his attack. The last dwarf is still going after the doctor, but unfortunately he's not going to have a good time. He gets up to the edge of the cliff. Let me see. He just failed his athletics roll, so he can't get up the edge of the cliff. Yeah, damn you, you stupid stinking elf! And he uses the rest of his movement to like get over here, but he can't get up the edge of the cliff.
Can we say he tried, but I just kicked Snow down and made him slip?
Sure. You use prestidigitation to make the floor slippery, and he drops. Okay, it's Matilda's turn again.
All right. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna sweep at the feet of this dwarf with my foot and try to trip him up as one of my attacks.
Which action is that?
That is using the trip action, which is also a shove. Essentially.
Okay, I gotcha.
Instead of moving them,
I thought
you
trip
knock
was a
them prone.
maneuver.
Trip is a maneuver, but like shoving, it says if you win the contest, you either knock the target prone or push them 5 feet away.
So do you want to attempt to trip him first or attack him first?
Trip first.
Okay. Strength contest?
Yes.
He's got a 14, you got a 25, you succeed. He falls prone.
All right. And then I take my attack.
Advantage on the ground.
Well, the thing is, the other one... Let me see. Did he impose advantage already? Did he use his reaction from Schmiggel's attack?
No, his turn just was.
Okay. So
Before mine.
if you're on the ground, then you get advantage. If the guy's prone, then you have advantage on the attack, so you're going to hit him.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless like his buddy imposes disadvantage and cancels it out.
Well, that's what I was asking. I was like, if his buddy didn't have already used his reaction, he can't do that.
His
Technically, he
buddy's
didn't.
turn was just before mine, so his reaction would be up.
He would be able to impose disadvantage.
Yeah, if he wanted to, he could.
Oh yes, he does. He wants to he wants to impose a disadvantage, so you attack with a 17, thereby missing him.
All right. But he's going to be on the ground for a while. Schmiegel can take advantage of that, I hope.
Don't you have a second attack?
That was like my first.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Your first attack was a trip. Doctor, you're up.
Okay, how much snow is up here? And loose rock and rubble.
Not that much, but you think maybe you can try something. It's not
Right.
like you can cause an avalanche and bury him, but there's enough for you to debris for you to mess with this guy.
Can I pull a Gandalf and split this stone right here and make it fall on him?
Well, what are you going to use to split the stone?
My magic stick.
I mean,
Like I said, pull a Gandalf, slam it on the ground, and then it just goes like.
if you had a Thunderwave slot or something, maybe we can figure it out. But if you don't have any
I'll
spell
do
to
exactly
do,
that. I'm
There
trying
must
to
be a spell in the elemental evil thing for.
if you have a shatter or a Thunderwave or something along those lines. Okay.
I'll focus my Thunderwave at the end of my staff and drive it into the ground right in front of me.
Okay, I want you to roll an Arcana check to be able to do it right.
Okay, might as well. Come on, I gotta have fun with these easy fights. This is the time to improvise and experiment.
Yeah. Mathilda's using all sorts of fun maneuvers, even though she doesn't have maneuvers.
Oh, whoops, I just cast Thunderwave. You said Arcana check.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check as you cast your Thunderwave to try to right on top of the rock.
Okay.
And I'm also actually going to save for him because your Thunderwave is going to affect him, just the Thunderwave itself. He saves. Takes a little bit of damage. Okay, so you successfully knock the rock off and the rock just slams on top of him. I'm going to deal him some damage. Give me this. Why don't we do this? Your Thunderwave normally is a 2d8, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so you notice that this rock is doing more damage than your Thunderwave. Let me see. The rock just a rock lands on his head. It pins him to the ground. He's prone on the ground with a rock on top of him. He's badly injured. Oh yeah! You grimy dwarf! I'll see you in hell.
I'm an elf.
He's delirious. He can't even focus anymore.
And I start dancing up here, and I'm going like, the smelly dwarf tries to climb. The smelly dwarf falls to the ground. Do 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 do. And I'm just dancing along back and forth. I use up my whole movement just dancing around on the bridge.
Okay. Schmeagol, you're up. This dwarf right next to you is prone right now.
Alright, well first I'm gonna hit the one that's not prone so he doesn't distract me while I hit the one who is prone.
Well, technically, the one who is prone can still try to do a combat maneuver. Even though he's on the ground, he's going to try to like put his shield up at your feet.
You could just attack the one that is on the ground, because the other one already used this maneuver.
Yep.
Fuck out of that. I'm gonna hit the one who's prone twice. One.
Oh, Schmigel, what kind of dwarf are you? Hit him while he's down.
Those are 2 hits. And a fatality.
Oh, sorry, 18 damage.
It's a fatality.
Fatality.
Finish him.
And just as I hit the final swing on the other dwarf, I just stare back, covered in blood, at the other dwarf.
So this dwarf, you look at him, and can I do an insight check from you?
Sure can. Insight. There we go.
He doesn't look like he's intimidated. No matter how nasty you kind of look at him, he doesn't look like he even cares.
All right. You are very strange.
Eldrin, you're up.
Alright, let's get him this time. 21 at least.
The 21 is a hit. Oh! You bloody slippery elf! What is that in your staff? Oh.
Your death.
You're lucky. Too bad for you, I'm a dwarf, and I resist half of that poison damage. So what is the poison part of that damage?
So that would be -2.
Okay.
4 of that damage was poison.
12.
Okay.
No, half poison, right?
Yeah, he takes half of your poison damage.
Yeah, so it's 12.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Dwarven fighter's on. This one, even though he is almost dead, he continues to fight. And he continues to attack you, Schmigel. But he misses. The one that is pinned to the rock, he's going to try to get this rock off of him. He throws the rock off of him, but he has to use his whole action to do that. And he's going to try to climb up this cliff again. He does manage to get himself up the cliff, but that's his entire turn. This dwarf next to you, Eldrin, you notice that he lets out a loud cry using his second wind. He still has it. And you see that he looks like tougher than ever as he comes back at you with a hammer. But he misses.
Yeah.
Quite badly.
It's Matilda's turn.
Right. I feel like Schmigel can handle that last one. So I'm gonna run over here, and while I'm running, I sheath my greatsword and take out Big Bertha.
Okay.
And launch a bolt at the one facing Eldrin.
This is the first time you're wielding Big Bertha. It's a very big and difficult to aim contraption, especially while you're running, that you just launch the bolt right into the ground.
Yeah, and I can only fire 1 bolt with this, even though I have 2 attacks. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are the rules for reloading crossbows?
It takes like a
crossbows
turn. It takes like a
It
bonus
doesn't
action.
take a turn, but
Yeah.
you can only ever make one attack per turn.
It's a loading weapon when it comes
Yeah,
to
that means you can never multi-attack with it on a turn.
Oh, okay.
it. That's the give and take when it comes to crossbow versus a longbow.
Yeah. But, you know, this is the only type of bow I've ever encountered that I can use with my strength, which makes it perfect for Mathilda.
It's something I took from a 3rd edition, the mighty feat
Yeah.
of the ranged weapons.
Well,
Okay, Doctor, it's your turn.
Okay. Seeing this.
This guy's badly injured. I mean, with that stone that crushed him, he's barely hanging on to life. But he's coming at you with all fury.
Okay. I'm going to let's see. I guess I will.
You can jump down.
Yeah, I probably will. I'm going to Ray of Frost him first.
Okay.
And can I do it like at his feet, like just sort of like anchor him on the ground and force him to have to like break out of it?
I
do
think
half
that's
damage
that's a
instead.
little bit of a stretch
I just
on
want
what
to
the
try
Ray of
as
Frost
much as possible.
can do. How about this? If you give up the damage on the Ray of Frost, I'll let you at least try to trip him and make the floor slippery.
Okay, if I trip him, can I have him fall back down?
Well, we'll see. I'll roll some checks and see what happens.
Okay, I'll do that.
So I want you to roll an Arcana check, not the Ray of Frost attack, just an Arcana check to get it in the right position.
Done.
And I'll roll some checks for him. I'll actually roll his dex against your Arcana.
Okay.
His dex was very bad, that roll. So he falls down to the ground. I'm going to roll some falling damage for him.
not that high of a fall, is it?
Well, it's akin to 50, it's akin to 10 feet, and he falls clunking and rolling and bashing his head, and he's taken. He looks very badly injured as he slams onto the ground, and he's prone.
Okay. I'm gonna continue my smelly dwarf rhyme and tease him as he falls, and I just come standing right over here. I'm just gonna kick off a bunch of snow, like make it fall on his face, and just aggravate him even more. And I'm just gonna continue dancing around up here. Catch me if you can, you smelly dwarf.
Okay, Schmigel, it's your turn. This last guy.
So, just you and me, eh, funny boy?
He has this look of just complete, like, blankness in his eyes as you approach him to attack him.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
He says nothing. And he continues to fight, despite the fact that he is nearly dead.
Okay, so he looks near dead.
Yeah, but he continues to fight. It's like he doesn't even feel pain when you attack him. He doesn't even care. He just keeps fighting. I mean, he's not acting normal. You wouldn't expect even a dwarf to act this way.
Okay, so the next 2 hits I'm gonna do are non-lethal. Du-du-du. 1, 2.
Unfortunately, those 2 hits don't connect.
You're holding back too much, Miggle.
Okay, Eldruin's your turn.
Alright. 26.
Okay.
Okay. The 26 is going to hit him. And is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. This dwarf down here that has taken all that abuse, he yells out to the dwarf up here, and he says, "Gam! Kill that robed one! Kill him!" Gam turns around and takes an opportunity attack from Eldruin, as he's.
Okay. Now, can I do a grapple with him?
Not for an
Yeah,
opportunity
attack.
attack. Oh, that's a critical hit on opportunity attack. Roll some extra damage.
I wonder why I didn't roll it.
It's because it hasn't been added in. Like you need to like type in what it needs to roll for that crit.
Oh, I see.
I'd say forego the extra damage